Man, cheer up!
I know it hurts sometimes.
Yes, the last year has seen a dramatic rise of a new genre that most are calling sad rap, or emo rap.
Suicide if you ever try to let.
Yeah, that's a thing now. I mentioned this in the This Is America review, but let me just repeat it. When we look back at 2018, we're gonna say the sound of the youth of America was extremely depressed. And I've also already talked about how the socio-political current events in the zeitgeist is related to that, and really that's not all that groundbreaking insight. Like, no duh. So if we're gonna talk about sad rap, I think I'm gonna take a different approach. It's about goddamn time. I mean, why hasn't rap had an emo phase already? Shouldn't it have by this point? It's been around a while. Hip-hop is extremely repetitive. It's been dominated by the same topics since the 90s. It's all just macho posturing. Even the women. I have sex. I like drugs. I do crimes. I am better at rapping than other people are at rapping. Obviously, there are tons of rap songs about other things, but those are the predominant ones, right? And it's all so stale to me at this point. I'm not saying all boast raps are bad. I'm not that far up my ass yet. But it seems like hip-hop should have a broader scope than it does. I mean, Kid Cudi broke new ground just by rapping about getting high and spacing out. It's time for some other themes to have their day. Gangsters get sad about shit too. So what I'm saying is sad rap, emo rap, this is a good thing. This is growth. This is all a trend I support. I mean, in theory at least. And this didn't come from nowhere, obviously. There's precedent. Kanye had that one album. The only rapper previously who's made a career out of it is Drake, and it's not coincidence that he's having a fucking monster year right now. But there is one other guy who seems to have been slightly ahead of the trend and cashed in big on it, and that was this guy right here. Post Malone. It's weird that we let a guy that looks like a Danny McBride character become a big rap star, right? Especially since a guy looks like that, you'd think he'd be more fun to be around, but Post Malone is the saddest man in hip-hop. Actually, I don't know that he even is that sad, he just sounds sad. I've compared him to Staind. Honestly, I think of him mostly in terms of early 2000s nu metal. And partly that's because he looks exactly like a cross between Jonathan Davis and Fred Durst. But also he sounds so angsty in a very dude bro-y kind of way. He gives off a very downbeat energy. Maybe it's because there's an extreme funklessness to his music, or maybe it's because he looks like he's in the too sad to groom or bathe phase of depression. There's nothing wrong with that necessarily. It's obviously just part of his aesthetic and people like it. It even worked for me for one song.
Was never friendly, yeah. Now I'm jumping out of Bentley, yeah.
Usually when I find that one song I like from an artist, the rest of the work unlocks for me too, but for me I started liking him less. It's just not a sound I can listen to for more than one song. I mean, he's just so joyless.
Man, I feel just like a rock star.
He wrote a song called Rockstar, which managed to rock less than Nickelback's Rockstar. And he followed it with something called Psycho. He's a rock star and he's a psycho. Here, let me look up every song I can find with the word psycho in it.
Psycho killer. Damn, I ain't be going psycho. Lil' mama bad like Michael. Can't really trust nobody.
One of these things is not like the other things. This is a lullaby. Is this what he wants to make? Apparently, because his new album has a song called Rich and Sad, which, I mean, that kind of gives the game away, doesn't it? That tells you everything you need to know. It's like if will.i.am released a song called Annoying Parties. But he's not the only guy who's had big hits with sad rap. One of the hottest newcomers in the rap world is Chicago 19-year-old Jared Higgins, better known by his rap name Juice WRLD. Are we just out of rap names? I mean, two of the bigger names of the past few years were G-Eazy and Young Thug. I mean, try harder. And if it's not generic shit, it's just a bunch of random words like Uzi Vert or Juice WRLD. That's the name of a mall kiosk. Like the O doesn't light up anymore. Whatever, I'm gonna pretend it stands for Juice Warlord. Marginally better. Now, they both have dueling hit songs right now, both about breakups. Malone's is called Better Now. Juice WRLD's is called Lucid Dreams. Let's listen.
You probably think that you are better now, better now. You only say that cause I'm not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down, let you down. Would've gave you anything, would've gave you everything.
Okay, see, I already like this at least a little better than most post Malone. I like it better than most of his songs, because at least there's some intensity to it. It seems like it's setting a mood beyond weed nap. I mean, that's a good solid hook. You say you're better because I'm gone.
You know I said that I am better now, better now. I only say that cause you're not around, not around.
Okay, wait, we're flipping it now? Wait, I'm lost. Okay, hold on, go back.
You probably think that you are better now, better now. You only say that cause I'm not around, not around. You know.
Is Post Malone accusing her of something? I mean, you say you're better, but that's only because I'm gone. Maybe that's a little better, but you're still a garbage person living in a toilet. And also, my life is better without you too. And I miss you, and I'm sorry. Okay, that perspective flip might have seemed like a good idea, but it does not work. It just makes things confusing. Well, let's check out Juice WRLD and what's going on with him. Oh my god. I recognize that sample. Oh no. Okay, for those of you who, like Juice WRLD, were not alive in 1993, that is Sting's Shape of My Heart, a song which I thought we'd all thankfully escaped.
That's not the shape of my heart.
Oh, this song sucks. This is Sting at his sleepiest, dullest, Richard Marxiest. This is like 5th tier Sting. It's better than Mother.
Well, the telephone is ringing. Is that my mother on the phone? Telephone is ringing. Is that my mother on the phone?
But that's about it as high as it goes in the Sting rankings.
It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you.
I don't know what this video is going for here. I guess this is going with the whole dreams theme. Either that or the director really liked the Sex and Candy video, but this song's not really about dreams. It's just a single line in the song.
I have these lucid dreams where I can't move a thing, thinking of you in my bed.
Yeah, that's not... No, a lucid dream is when you're aware you're dreaming and you can control it.
I can't move a thing.
So if you can't move, that's not a lucid dream, it's just a regular dream. Of course, he doesn't know that because he's a fucking kid. He can't even drink yet. I mean, that's a pretty big error, right? It's the title of the song. It's like if Lynyrd Skynyrd wrote their Alabama song and then accidentally named it Sweet Home Massachusetts.
You were my everything, thoughts of a wedding ring. Now I'm just better off dead.
Ugh, this is a whiny song. I'm thinking of all the jokes we used to crack at the original emo kids now. Bling, bling, bling. And let's check out Post Malone. So what's going on with you, man? Why'd you two break up in the first place?
I did not believe that it would end, no. Everything came second to the benzo.
Okay, drugs. That's not a small thing to come between people. Sounds like she is indeed better now that you're not around.
We were looking forward to the rest of our lives. Used to keep my picture posted by your bedside. Now I see you dress her with the socks you don't like.
Okay, that's a great line.
You dress her with the socks you don't like.
I mean, that's a great little detail. I'm glad someone finally acknowledged that there is a hierarchy of socks. I mean, fuck these socks. Who gave me these? And of course, there's also that weird little habit of putting mementos of past relationships in random places. Because throwing them out seems like too strong a move, but, you don't want to be reminded of it either, so they get tossed somewhere random, and then like a year later, it's be like, God damn it, where'd I put my nail clippers? And, oh hey, my prom photos. Okay, so point to Post Malone, I guess, for a good lyric. Now let's see what Juice has in the lyrical department.
Leaning, landing inside my grave. I know that you want me dead.
I'm sorry, the lyrics to this are very bad.
I gave you my heart and you made heartbreak.
It was obviously written by a teenager, like someone who was experiencing everything for the first time. Like when people used emo as an insult, it wasn't about floppy bangs or even the actual music they listened to. It was about self-centered adolescent narcissism where your angst is the only thing that matters. And that's why, whether they were emo technically or not, the quintessential emo song to me is Simple Plan's Welcome to My Life.
You don't know what it's like to be like me, to be hurt.
Yeah, that's the one where the singer literally believes he's the only person in the world to feel pain. That's the vibe I get from Lucid Dreams.
Put up in your drastic ways. Who knew evil girls had the prettiest face?
Kid, what do you know about it? You're 19. You have had, at most, one serious breakup in your life. And if you've had more than one breakup, then none of them were serious. You didn't have time. Yeah, pretty girls are evil. She was evil because she broke up with you. I hope you grow out of this phase, kid, because right now it seems like he's on a path to an MRA subreddit. And no, I'm not reading too much into it. His first single was titled, All Girls Are the Same, which, I mean, that kind of gives the game away, doesn't it? That pretty much tells you he's going to write exclusively for butthurt baby bros. I mean, that's true enough. Girls are all the same. They all just want to have fun. They're demonic harpies ready to crush the souls of poor innocent boys. They spawn by releasing batches of eggs from their cloacas. I'm sure there's more wisdom he's ready to drop on us about bitches and how shit they are. But here's a thought, maybe he doesn't know a goddamn thing about it because he's a fucking infant. This is what he sounds like to me.
Oh, my man. Bitches, man.
I go back and forth about how nice breakup songs should be. I mean, like, come on, no one looks good in a breakup. If it was less ugly, it wouldn't be honest, right? But there's a limit. This just doesn't at all work for me. I'm too old for this shit. I mean, it's not honest. Juice is talking shit about all girls and not thinking about why. Post Malone is more willing to self-examine, but he's not 100% being real either.
You know I never meant to let you down, let you down. Would've gave you anything, would've gave you everything.
You clearly would not have given her everything. You literally said the drugs came first. Or what? Do you mean now that you're sober?
Drinking Henny and I'm trying to forget.
Okay, well, you're clearly not that either, so no. What does I'd have given you everything even mean? You just shared your drugs? But my big problem with both of these songs isn't really the sentiments, it's just that they're just such slogs. Like, this seems to be a problem that's weighing down like a good chunk of all R&B and hip-hop songs. I try to be down with the hot new trends, but I just cannot get myself to love 3 minutes of ambient droning. I want something to grab onto, something that doesn't sound like it's being played by an air conditioner on low. Lucid Dreams is actually a cut above the rest because it has Sting's delicate guitar picking over it. And I'd rather eat fiberglass than listen to that. What, are we gonna sample Kenny G next? And for another thing, is emo rap really the correct term for these songs? It's actually kind of a controversial label and there's a lot of debate over it. Like, is this emo enough to be called emo rap? For that matter, is it even rap enough to be called emo rap? I've heard Post Malone get called a pop sellout a lot, which is weird to me because, to me personally, this is not pop at all. But I do get it at least because, in a very real sense, Post Malone is not a rapper. I mean, that's not rapping. That's singing. Juice is also not rapping. If anything, it's R&B. Except none of them sing well enough. But going back to the emo part, when I think emo, the original emo, I think wild, intense angst. Stuff that makes your heart want to explode. If you're gonna be teenage, put everything into it. Nothing matters more than when you're a teenager. Even though I'm like 80 years old now, that's the stuff I still relate to and the stuff I still want to listen to. And there is emo rap that is that intense. Post Malone and Juice Walrus are not that. They're not desperate or angst-filled or racked with emotion. They're just mopey.
I take prescriptions to make me feel okay.
Like the big theme through all emo rap is Xanax, Valium, other mood-deadening pills like that. And that's what the music sounds like. This is stuff to deaden your mood. And that just doesn't work for me. That's just not emo enough. If you're gonna be emo, be emo. If you're not gonna do that, well, geez, I say let's just go back to rapping about bitches and cars.
Ric Flair drip, go woo on a bitch. 5790 spent the coupe on my wrist.
Yeah, that's more like it. God, what was I complaining about?